From Jackson, Mississippi to Chicago, Illinois. Running for president from California to the shores of Maine. He's walked with us before. He stood with us on picket lines. His voice is unflagging. He represents the best that America has to offer. The Reverend Jesse Jackson. Here I am. Somebody. I am somebody. Respect me. Protect me. Never neglect me. I am God's child. I want to work. I need to work. I want to get paid. The work I do. I have the right to collectively bargain. I have the right to fight for Medicaid. Fight for Medicare. Fight for our children. Fight to save our homes. We the people demand justice now. Save the workers. Save the families. Save the workers. Save the families. Save the workers. Save the families. Stop the violence. Save the children. Stop the violence. Save the children. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Forward ever. Backwards never. Forward ever. Backwards never. When we fight, we never lose. Unless we fight, we never win. When we fight, we never lose. Unless we fight, we never win. And so fight for jobs. Fight for health care. Fight for education. Fight for security. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Let me hear you scream, Newark. To Pastor Simmons, Bishop James, members of the clergy, leaders of labor who are here today, let me express my thanks to God to be with you again today in Newark. I've been here fighting with you across the years. Here on High Street with Amir Baraka convened the Black Power Conference as we fought for some sense of self-determination. To the night that Ken Gibson first won, you came downtown Newark saying it's time for Newark to put forth another agenda. So I've been with you across the years. Now we're fighting a bigger and a different fight. This fight is in New Jersey. But this is not just a New Jersey fight. There's a toxic wind blowing across our nation. It's seeking to take back all that we've gained across the years. An editorial in the New York Times a few days ago reminded us that attempt to diminish the impact of the Voting Rights Act. Those who once sought to deny the vote now seek to suppress the vote. In 34 states, there's now a voter ID scheme on the books. They want seniors to show their birth certificate. Many seniors don't have a birth certificate. They would have to buy one that amounts to a poll tax, a way of suppressing the vote. Many students are now facing rising student loan debt, more than credit card debt. They will not accept those students' student ID. They want to have a government-registered ID, or we're suppressing that vote. Or you must have a driver's license. 5.5 million blacks don't have a driver's license. It's what it is today that we see schemes to undermine our basic right to vote. The scheme of states' rights, undermining workers' rights, the right to collective bargain. And so I say to you, my friend, there is a toxic wind blowing today. Somehow we've developed a certain despise for the poor. We seem to dismiss the poor as if somehow the poor are poor because they've not worked hard. The poor of America has worked the hardest and the longest, the nastiest and the most risky jobs. Most poor folks are not on welfare. They work every day. They raise other people's children. They work every day. They catch the early bus. They work every day. They cut other people's grass. They work every day. But they can't get public transportation to their job because a new form of resegregation's lack of access to where the jobs are. And so somehow today there is a ceremony at the Statue of Liberty led by Mrs. Palin. And that Statue of Liberty, I will remind her and you today, it does not say give me your rich, your bankers, your surplus livers. It says give me your poor, your own masses who yearn to breathe free. Somehow America is built on the premise that poor people have a right to live, a right to grow, the right to build. We've lost mobility in fighting for poor and working people. When has it become noble? The tax cuts for the wealthy and job cuts for workers. We've lost that system. We're built on what really does matter. Tax, corporate cuts, and jobs cut. And say, well, we have to pay workers less because they're getting too much. Where did the money go? $1 to $3 trillion in Iraq, a misguided war on the false premise. Where did the money go? $1 trillion in Iraq paying contractors to fight the wrong target. Where did the money go? 5 major oil companies with $1 trillion. $1 trillion since 9/11. And they're getting tax subsidy. Where did the money go? We got a health insurance bill, and without a public option, therefore uninsured are increasing and fees are rising. Where did the money go? A huge tax cut for wealthy Americans in December, and you cut workers in March, April, and May. Where did the money go? So workers must fight back. We bail out the banks. Bail out the banks. Not linked to lending. Not linked to reinvestment. So banks took us over the edge without government oversight, greed, without a Glass-Steagall Act. These banks chose investment over lending. They made money off of lending. They made money off of subprime lending schemes. They made money off of foreclosures. They made money with the government subsidy. Now we're still bailing out banks and locking out the homeowners. It's time for workers to fight back. The idea of states' rights. This is the 150th year since the Civil War. We beat the states' rights forces 150 years ago. We're going to beat them again in the year 2011 and 12. We're going forward. We're not going to go backwards. Where is the money? Working people, you fight back. You fight back. I'm going to remind you that some of you who didn't vote last year, you elected the governor. So no one, repeat, no one is in the right to do less than our best. If we do our best, good things come our way. We voted in 2008 and we won. We didn't vote in 2010 and we lost. We the people have the power to use our vote, use our marching feet. We form coalitions across lines of race and religion and region, beyond race. We're all one people. We're all God's people. When we work together, when they cut out the lights and close the plant, we all look just alike. This issue is not about black and white. It's about wrong and right. Let's do the right thing. It's about dark and light. Let's turn the lights on. Rebuild our houses. Rebuild our houses. Save healthcare workers. Save healthcare workers. Save public workers.